everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Amanda and this is the Strawberry Moon Homestead. So today I'd really like to discuss with you guys something that I want to do, a challenge I have made for myself for the year. So for this year, for one whole year, I am planning on bringing groceries into the house without using a grocery store. Feeding my family for the year without the use of the regular boxed grocery stores. So this is going to mean a couple different things for our family. Things are going to change a little bit. Normally we do try to stay away from the grocery store as much as possible, but we do end up going in there quite a bit for certain things. Now, the regular boxed grocery store, I find, always brings in food from all over the world. There's huge transport of food into this grocery store. So it's like apples from New Zealand, even when apples from Ontario are still fresh and can be used. My local farmer sells apples that were gathered in the fall still. So finding apples from Africa or New Zealand in the store is absolutely absurd to me. Even when it's midsummer and peaches and cherries are in season in Ontario, I still find our grocery store will bring them in from the US at a cheaper price than what they would sell the Ontario fresh produce at. So that's something for my moral code that just does not seem right. Why are we having all of this produce shipped all over the world when we have stuff here we can use? So that's one reason why I would like to give up the grocery store. Another reason is that there's a lot of waste. So a lot of the food, the produce that's been shipped in from all over the world might not get bought. And now it's going bad and going rotten. It'll go on the clearance, but if it's not bought, it goes bad. And now it has to be sent to the landfill. So unfortunately, I do think maybe some of our grocery stores have a local farmer they can send to pigs, hopefully. But it's still not a closed loop system. It's still not something that is ideal. If we have this local produce, and maybe if it's local and then it's not bought, it can go to the pigs, but there's no reason to have it bought from outside our country in order to feed us. And because all of this food is transported in from all over the world, I can't imagine how fresh a New Zealand apple would be, or cherries from California. It doesn't hold the same nutrient value as produce that it has been purchased here, or produce that you can grow at home. So that is going to be a big challenge. I want to produce or buy from local farms all of our produce. So we've got markets we can go to and local farms all around me. I am blessed to live in Mennonite country where there are a lot of roadside stands that you can go and pick up your own produce. I also obviously have my own homestead here where I do try to grow the majority of my own food, and I am going to try and amp that up this year and see what we can do. But that is something that I am going to stick to this year. I am going to buy local and keep it local. So we are blessed with some amazing friends who did such a wonderful garden this year, and they had a lot of overabundance. So they sent us home with a lot of these extra potatoes and squash, which is just so wonderful to have. So for our sources for all of our food, I'm just going to run down the list and give you guys an idea of what I'm going to be doing. So for our meat, number one, I am still learning how to hunt, so I would particularly like to be able to get out there and produce more of our own meat by hunting it and do it that way. But until I am more efficient at that, we will be using the local butcher. So our local butcher is located just outside of town, and we will be getting the majority of our meat products from her. So that is where we will be getting most of our meat from, if not possibly bought at a market somewhere. But for the most part, it will be our butcher that we will be getting our meat from. So I just got in an order this week from our local butcher. So we got in a lot of ground beef, some chicken burgers, some liver, some duck fat, A lot of these animals that they have there are grass-fed animals, so it just kind of ups the nutrition value. I've got some tallow here, which I'm actually going to make into a face cream. But that's for a later video. But yeah, so this is what we are filling our freezer with this week. It should hopefully last us 2 weeks, but we'll see. But I will probably put in another order for meat next week as well. And I will show you in my update video of how we're doing, what exactly I order from this butcher. Our dairy will also be bought from a local farm. So any milks, yogurts, butters, that sort of thing will be bought from a farm that's just outside of town. So again, not a lot of transport there. It's just outside of town, just 10 minutes. So that's where I will be getting all of our dairy from. As for grains, we do use flour and oats and that sort of thing. I will be making all of our own bread. We hike a lot, so we use a lot of granola bars and that sort of thing. So with this challenge, because I'm not buying grocery store stuff, it's going to be all unprocessed. So I will be making all of our own granola bars and energy balls and all of those things, more muffins, more breads, that sort of thing. So I will need to find a local source for grains and like flours and oats. So I am certain that there are farmers around here that have that. Like I said, I am blessed to live in Mennonite country, so I will be hitting up some farms to find a local source for those grains for our family. As for vinegars, I typically make my own vinegar. So when I'm canning and I'm doing applesauce and peaches and that sort of thing, I use the skins and the cores to make my own fruit scrap vinegar. So vinegar is not a problem for us unless I'm using it to clean. And then I'd like the just typical white vinegar. So vinegar in that sense, and oils, I will be purchasing from our local bulk store. So this is a local small business. It is not a chain bulk store. It's just a small bulk store owned by a local woman. So I would like to go support her by going there and getting our oils and our vinegars. And if I cannot find a local farmer for our grains, that's where I will be going to buy my grains as well. So this challenge will be taking me over next winter. So I am going to need to make sure that I am preparing. I already can a lot, as you can see. But I'm going to have to up my game this summer. So I am going to have to do a lot more preserving this summer to make sure that we still have that food put away for over next winter so that I'm still not worrying about having to go to a grocery store. So with that as well, I'm hoping to grow more microgreens and possibly lettuce inside as well to help supplement with more fresh food. And as for eggs, we have chickens, so our eggs are also looked after. Now, during this challenge, because I am going with the grocery store, I'm also thankfully going without a lot of packaging and plastic. So adding on to this challenge, I am going to see if I can go as zero waste as possible. So I've already got a lot of jars, so if I'm going to the bulk store or a local farmer where I can get things filled, that is what I will be utilizing. So that is the challenge that I am setting up for my family for this year. If you guys want to follow along, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I am going to be doing an update video each week showing you guys where I am buying my stuff, what I am getting, and what I am making for my family to make this a reality. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time.